oh, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it and get started because I was running around and now my hands smell like dogs. Even though I did not even touch any of the dogs. Well, I just said the same thing, but yeah, I had to do stuff, and I was sleeping a lot today. As you may have, I mean, if you didn't know, yeah, I was feeling a bit. My body wasn't feeling good, and that caused me to not do as much work as I wanted to do yesterday and all of today. Let me fix this audio really quick. So I was trying to do a bunch of things, and I ended up not doing them because I pretty much slept. In the past 24 hours, I slept for about, I want to say 10 hours. Again, I wasn't feeling too good, and that was mostly my own fault. So, on top of, actually, I'm sitting on like 10 plus gigs of footage, and I didn't get to do any of that. I didn't get to, do much of that either because my, editing software crashed as well. So, yeah, that ended up being it ended up in me doing this stream right here because I couldn't get to render anything that I wanted to, and then yeah, anything else that I was doing, because it's no secret I work with RPG Maker MV. Yeah, since I was trying to develop games as well, most of it is actually taking place in, well, what do I want to do actually? Let's do scissors. Yeah, most of my development right now is basically me just designing the mechanics of the game and making sure that they make sense. The things I want to do make sense, because when they don't make sense, yeah, it's not good. I should have used the library notes, but I was under a bit of rust. You can kind of hear me panting. So yeah, I was trying to take care of things before this thing happened, before I started streaming. That was 2 bows, right? That was 2 bows. I'm not going crazy. Yeah, and I should have been doing some research, and I didn't do some research because obviously there's still things that I do not remember off the top of my head and I would not be certain of if I were to say, if I were to be asked what kind of things about certain facts in World of Horror, yeah, I would know, basically. So I'll take that. It's, among other things, it could be a lot worse. What am I on right now? Yogatag? Alright, cool. If it's Yogatag, yeah, hopefully I have a 1 or 2 other non-town mysteries, but if I don't, I'll just accept my fate. At this point, should I just be going for as many runs as I can in the time that I have, or this is like 6 damage either way for 2 reason. Or do I just want to take the big gamble? Wait, actually, no. This is the big gamble. Anywho, 90-60, I might as well, I guess. And if it doesn't work, then I get to try and do something like this. Nope, I don't even get to do that. Well, alright, cool story. And there are still a couple things bugged. I also didn't even check if there's an update. If there is, then we're going to do it like this anyway, because I don't know, do the amount of bugs that we have as of 0.84, if you are using 0.84e or earlier, is that still less? Does that hurt my chances of surviving, or is it better for my chances of surviving if I were updated to F and beyond and doing the same thing? That's more like a question of interest. If not, to some people, I guess it would be a filler question. Is it really 5 bows? It's really 5 bows. Alright, noted. That will be useful because I hate ghost encounters here. Not because they're badly designed or anything, even whatever Panstaz may or may not say, but it's just objectively, I mean, I guess you can say I hate the design if we're talking about like trying to survive on Harbinger. I mean, sure. I felt like there was something else. Okay, yeah, we have Heart of Darkness. So let me just check to make sure. Second mystery for sure, and charisma. So that's gonna be an extra 3 reason. I don't believe in myself. Yeah, I don't believe in myself getting 8 of any stat, really. I could take this level up here. You know what? Let's just roll for 1 spell and see what happens. Okay, well, we'll hold on to that, but I'm not sure if I want to... Ooh, my mic audio sounds a bit... blah, blah. But, yeah, so I would have liked to use my stamina somewhere, but if not, I mean, it's fine. Bullets and Sailors, Coma, Botanist. Yeah, so this is not... Oh, I mean, but the forest will save me for. Funny enough, yeah, you want. I think I'm pretty sure you got that can effect too. I thought I talked about this before, but again, I'm again one of the things I'm not as certain of. By the way, I my reason is pretty oof right now, so let's just keep yeah, let's just keep going. So again, if I were talking about RPG Maker MV, yes. For those who don't know, I'm a game developer. For everyone to know, if we were to talk about new things I'm doing, yeah, I'm still working on my project. Again, it's all happening outside of the game. Like I'm literally just balancing my game, trying to make sure things don't. Oh my goodness, I really wanted to believe in the 5, but. And we're in the store. We're in the forest now, where I can't heal anything. Well, you know what? If we're gonna build for something, we might as build toward. I might as well build towards strength. This will allow me another attack boost at minimum. But this max threat level forest is not going to do me any favors. So, I mean, if nothing else, I'm just going to rush through, try to get as many runs in as possible. If you are the type to believe in RNG, but yeah. So specific again, I can't talk about what projects I'm like, what kind of game I'm working on specifically. I think personally for myself, for my own development, this is not talking about other developers, just me. But yeah, I don't like. I think it's a bit unethical of me to try to talk about what I'm working on. But I will say like how I'm working on it. So literally, it's just me writing in a notepad of some sort. Just that's not the actual program, but just compare, but yeah, it's. Ooh, let me just check. Okay, well, I would have liked that to hit, but yeah, I'm just writing notes, basically playing the game off on a scrap of paper. Are you serious? Why am I missing so much? So I play the game on like a scrap of paper if we're in digital form, and then I see, well, is this fair? Would players like this? Would this be fun? Is this going to be frustrating after a while? Is there any replay value? I usually look for replay value. I think that's a good thing that games can look for. I think that's a good, safe thing that, yeah, the game should be striving towards. I mean, obviously, if it's a linear experience or a storytelling game, not as much, because I mean, to each game their own. But if you're to start, if I were to advise someone on starting a small game project, and I am also of the opinion that you start on a very, very small game. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, then it should be something that allows people to replay in some fashion. I think that in particular that helps your ability to, wonder if you're like, because you want obviously the first playthrough of any game, no matter if it's a roguelike, no matter if it's a strategy game, story type game, you want it to have an impact. And oddly enough, I could go into the topic of what makes a game interesting, which is very, very broad, but for the most part, funny enough to me, if you make a game that has replay value, then it feels like usually, I'm speaking from a personal perspective, but if you make a game that has replay value, it allows you to cherish, crafting that first playthrough even more so. Crafting that first playthrough, if that makes any sense, because obviously, if the first playthrough is not appealing to players, they won't play it again, even especially if it's a game that's supposed to have that's supposed to be replayable for any reason, especially if your game is the story-driven type that has multiple endings. So a lot of the time I'm looking on YouTube, I'm watching games, but more so doing research on them. Recently, I've been looking back into the Clock Tower series games and how those function. Obviously, I mean, you could just say that I've been trying to, copy off games and take the good points, which is, a whole other topic, but there is for me personally, it's more about not stepping on any toes, especially if it's a more contemporary game or a game or an indie game. Let's just be more specific that, is being played right now. You don't want to try to copy usually, unless you have the resources mainly the resources. And since I don't, then yeah, I gotta be careful about stepping on toes, because then that starts the whole comparison thing, and yeah, I don't think that's not good, in my opinion, for the health of game, but yeah, oh my goodness, STE, why do I have to have STE now? Anywho, but yeah, I looked into the Clock Tower series, looking into how, they kind of built their endings around. I'm not gonna spoil anything, even though I'm just gonna say, if you don't mind it, just know I'm not gonna get into it because I'm more interested in how the game functions. So obviously, in a game like Clock Tower that has multiple endings, you have things that trigger. You want to be wary of things that the player may or may not do. How easy is it for someone to get this ending or to not get the great ending? Because for the most part, when players start a game, especially if they know beforehand that they have multiple endings, I feel like usually the average player will want to get a good ending, if not the golden ending. So how easy is it for them to not or to get the golden ending? What does it depend on? Are there any hints or is there any quality of life that allows them to reasonably, not imply or interpret, but oh my goodness, do I want to gamble on this? Let's go. Yeah, let's just go. I did not get the thing, did I? Well, I think my thought process was I wanted to try to rush through, but then if I say no, I mean, because I have Yogatag and I'm on 57% Doom right now, so oof. But yeah, Collector, you want to make things in this generation. You don't want to insult the player, obviously, but you also don't want to make it too easy, I guess. If those things, I mean, that's my little mantra for my own games. Again, not every game needs to be like this. There's no, I mean, you can make a very good game, but perfect games are a bit of a, I mean, I think that's really to people's own opinions. Coma or say, no, let's do Comas first. Let's do Coma first. That way I can figure out if I want to throw anything else away. So let's put that right now. I could inspiring novel now, but yeah. But yeah, how easy is the game, and how easy is it for, or I guess how easy kind of adds in the connotation that where I'm kind of insulting the player, but is the game challenging at all? I usually like games to be challenging while not obscuring things from the player. I know that kind of sounds odd, but I mean, from the few experiments I've done, because I have released a few games here and there under different names, they were not commercial projects, so I feel pretty comfortable in saying that I've released a few. But I mean, obviously there are going to be critiques here and there, but for the most part, I accomplished the goal I set out to accomplish. So that's why I'm basing this off of. But of course, that doesn't apply to an actual game that is a commercial project. So we'll see. But again, trying to be challenging while not, if players want to look into a game, I allow them to do so. Why did I do that? If I could have, well, no, because I didn't want to gamble. That's why I didn't want to try to go for a RNG thing. But yeah, and so how I normally do that, and I know, and it's funny enough, I have my own little ethics on making games for my own projects, but I wouldn't advise anyone else to do the same, because it's not that people don't want to be challenged. I think actually people want to be challenged for the most part. If you're a hardcore gamer, or even if you're casually gaming. But so again, you're not trying to insult a player's intelligence, but you also don't want it to be a frustrating experience because it's too hard, whatever that may mean. That actually has different meanings, but for the most part, you can make a game pretty hard in terms of understanding both the design and hard in terms of, well, understanding how the gameplay is supposed to function. Some people do not like, oh my goodness, nice 3 damage. I wanted a hope because my luck was at 6, but I guess we just die here. So we'll get back into another run. Oh my goodness, please, World of Horror. But yeah, so that's why I still want to put in challenge to my game, and that's what I'm testing out right now. Is it not just if it's fun for me, because obviously, I mean, that we see how some of those projects go. Some work out well if you are a person who is able to put yourself in an average player's shoes, but still, you obviously want to test your game, so that's what I've been doing. And if nothing else, again, I try to make my game challenging. Challenging and interesting. Interesting in, again, that would actually go into, oh my goodness, Akamoto. That would actually go into the, I didn't check if I was on Timeline B. Gosh dang it. Well, too late now. So I'm just going to try to do the ritual and hope. Square, star. But at the same time, I always try to write up either a guide or a way for the player to look into. And I know that kind of sounds odd to some people. Some people, the argument against that is that I shouldn't require players to look into extra, we'll just say files, if they want to understand the game on a deeper level. At the same time, I do try to put into my games like a way to access the same information, but there's only so much you can put in before you're bogging down the information, the player with. I did not equip the bat, did I? Well, this is going to be an interesting battle. But yeah, again, I think I found a balance, but we'll see if it works. So at the same time, I'm also working very. I've been working a lot on, I guess, not just graphics, but characters in general, characterization. Being a writer kind of helps out with that, but obviously when you're writing a video game, things are a bit different. Not both on a technical level and on, well, actually making characters for a video game, because you also have to try to tie in any characterization and try to make it make sense with the gameplay, if that makes any sense, depending on what kind of game you're making, which sounds weird, but trust me, it does make sense. But if I were to go into it, I couldn't tell you, because I would be kind of talking about the game, which is not something I want to do. Yeah, I would like to get away with that, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get away with that. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, but again, I failed to do a lot of it because basically I ate bulldog noodles, so I ate 2 packs of that stuff, and I cook it in a very well, no, I cook it how the directions say. So, I mean, if I wanted to not hurt myself more, and no serious damage was done, there was a point at which I was kind of afraid for myself for a moment, but can I? That's right, I can't do this as Moriko, can I? Maybe I should reconsider if I take scissors first. I definitely don't want to make her whore. I mean, I could pick up the scissors, but I don't think I want to do that either. Anywho, yeah, this is probably going to be more damage for me. If I hit even... No, I think I want to do this until she tries to split my face open. But yeah, again, a big part of the game that I'm working on commercially is... I'm going to die here, aren't I? Maybe I should have been inspiring novel. No, because... maybe I should have done this. You know what? I'm just going to do this instead. Hope I don't die. I'll be able to do this, though. Question mark? No. Nah. You know what? We'll just take the gamble here. We're so early we can restart. This doesn't do well for my life pride, like, in terms of if I were to say I have 3 lives. Like, I don't want to sit on a challenge for, like, 12 lives, even though that's happened before. But, yeah, if I could... But at the same time, I just want to get the challenges done. Again, this is what I'm doing right here, doing all the challenges on Harbinger, is just it's just beginner level to me anyway, for myself. That said, I should have checked actually where I was gonna go, but it's fine. But yeah, I've been trying to work on characterization, but that also puts me into kind of the. I've also been just like kind of getting into. Editing. I'm using a lot of commercial-free assets so that I don't, cross. Did I do this? I didn't do this, did I? Well, I might as well just keep it with me. And we're on timeline A, we know, because we fought the Scissor Lady. But yeah, characterization, and I should have. I'm in too deep, so I kind of did it to myself. But let's just use the novel now. Let's actually rest once on top of that. Yeah, we're on Goizo, but I need to not die. We'll do... You know what? No, we'll do this as well. But yeah, I put too many characters in my actual first commercial project game. I've done that, like, a few times in the past, but I should have known better, and I didn't. So, well, I just kind of accepted my fate. Did I put it into strength? Please tell me I put it into strength. Okay, then that way I can at least do this. And we should, we'll see how nice RNG is to me. But yeah, too many characters is usually not good. Even small games, other small games of the RPG Maker standard have used only 2 to 3 characters, and they work out just fine. Me, however, I should have paid attention to that. This won't kill me, will it? Oh, well. That was a mistake I made. I should have known it would only do 10 instead of 11. I don't know why I thought it was going to do 11. Because the damage applies after the base damage, which would be 4 in my case. But it's too late now, so no, we'll rest. We'll actually rest twice and hope to goodness my Doom doesn't rise anymore. It's still lower than Yogatag's, I think, as long as I don't rest too much, but yeah. So yeah, too many characters, but I've already made my point, and I've kind of already designed my game around the fact that there are as many characters as I am using, so I'm just gonna have to stick with it. It'll likely take me more than a month, which is why I think I told everyone around me that I was gonna be involved with the project. That'll take me at least 1 or 2 months, but again, I usually try to account for that in terms of, like, you know, personal finances, I guess we'll say. Please let me pass this. Why would you roll a 9? But yeah, I usually try to plan that out, so we'll see how it functions. But also, again, World of Horror being updated and Monster Rancher 2 getting DX is not gonna expedite the process. I do believe in not crunching and stuff, but there's only so much I can do before I have to consider whether or not I want to basically try to put more hours of work in. Oh my goodness, I don't have enough stamina for this. Yeah. We have Insmasu look, right? Okay, good. I was like, I saw that, so I was like, I wonder why I have that. I must have Insmasu look. It's fine. Extra layer. Or extra floor. Second we took mermaids. I don't actually remember what my second encounter was. I want to say, no, it wasn't even Scissor Lady, right? Because that's how I got these curses. So, no, it was Scissor Lady, because I fought the swimmer and I had to punch her, which is why I'm so hurt right now. But, yeah, I usually try to, you know, adjust my finances, but things have happened here and there where, you know, I don't usually have that luxury as much, I guess. And we'll leave it at that. So I'm doing the best with what I can do. Again, I'm working here on YouTube. YouTube was more, for the past, before 3 months for now, pretty much, I treated YouTube as a personal thing. It is still kind of a personal thing, but again, you might as well plant as many seeds as possible if they don't take, you know, if they don't take as much work. At the same time, I'm getting into, you know, how things function, trying to give myself the best opportunity to succeed, and, yeah, among other things. So yeah, working on a game, writing still as well, but that I've been falling behind on. That's more my, again, but that's more my fault. And then my channel here are the 3 things I'm mainly focusing on. But let's see if I can run into. So if you hear people in the background, that's because someone in my house is playing DBZ, because they play DBZ, and it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing that they do. I think that is very good. But and let me get this. Can I? What will this be? If I wear this mask, this will be 4 stamina for a reason, assuming that I don't have the after effect. That lowers my rest efficiency. Or do I just want to fight Akamanto Vanilla? Yeah, let's just fight. That's the whole reason why I usually enable Schoolyard. So yeah, so let's use Schoolyard and hope that we get it quickly. Okay, good. I don't think I have. Well, no one came with me anyway, so whatever. We'll smoke these cigarettes and hope that our next mysteries, you know, that I get enough funds. So, that said, this is not gonna do me well. I should have actually no, I couldn't have. Again, I couldn't have known actually. So, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually try to go RNG here. And let's hope that things turn out well. I swear that's not a melody of some sort. Well, this is going to be interesting. I could brace here as well. Why did I brace that first one? You're not supposed to brace this. Well, you could choose to, depending on... Again, I think World of Horror, personally, is a game of... is a game where you want as many strategies as possible. But if you can't... yeah, if you can't if a strategy doesn't work out, I guess is what we'll say, then please don't let me run to an encounter here. Well, then you just take it is you are relying on RNG. Let's not say anything let's not say anything opposite. That said, 4 stamina is probably not going to serve me well. Yeah. We do get a guaranteed this, right? Well, alright, cool story. What is this going to do to me? Well, I can't do this, can I? Because I only get 12, and then once I do Desperation, I have to just... I can't even do this. I can't even do this. So, 8, 16... 16, 18... I think I want to do this. I think I want to go for this and see how far we get. I just have to hope and pray. Nope. Well, at the very least, I need to hit this now. Nope. Well, alright, cool. Let's see what we could do. Yeah, this is not great. The pain. The pain. We might as well go for it. We might as well try to inch it. Let's hope on, what is 40% of 40 cents? 40%. There's a 10% chance I dodge both of these. Also, we have a, we're not on sudden death, but yeah. So we would need another one, right? We needed a couple more dodges, actually. And either way, I'm gonna end up probably dying. Yeah, this is not good. My goodness. Let's see here. Hello. Yeah, this is me dying really quickly. And we're just going to, again, we're not on sudden death. That's the rule of the challenge, but yeah, I would love for that to have done anything. Or maybe we are there, but yeah, it's oof. Yeah, no gun challenge Harbinger. Yeah, weekends are usually an off, but I probably would have if I was in a better mood, but my body couldn't take it because I was eating bulldog noodles, so spiciness destroying my body. So yeah, backstory World of War, so random old god, that's it. Though 2 might help, but yeah, no gun. We're trying to do everything, but obviously we go left to right, and what I'm on right now is the Moriko version. So second encounter, light, strength, charisma, knowledge, and if we get Heart of Darkness, second mystery as well. I think I'm going to go for speed here, because I might as well get as many runs in as possible. But again, I've probably made some mistakes here and there that caused me to die. I won't doubt that, but yeah, it's... Oh, Mimi strategies, let me hear it. There are a bunch of Mimi strategies. I've been trying to peek here and there, back in the community, but yeah, which, I mean, I've been seeing more bugs than anything, but hey, it still works out, I think. People do what they do. Me, on the other hand, well, it really depends. What do I want to do here? Do I want to try? Oh yeah, that's right. The brick. Yeah, that brick thing is definitely something I've seen, but I haven't tried. I tried it myself and it didn't work out well. So I mean, you only spend 1% Doom. Where do I want to go? I don't have. Just making sure I don't have timeline B. Yeah, I don't have timeline B. You know what? We'll do Hell second to last. And we'll do Bulletin first. So, do I want to go? Do I want to try kick Moriko? Is that something I want to do? Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how it is. I think I completely forgot. I'm pretty sure I tried this before, but didn't work out well. But yeah, I mean, I would probably be more likely to employ a brick strat because I like going for cigarettes. So, I mean, yeah, but there's only so much I can try to do it. If it isn't RNG, again, I didn't look into how brick is acquired exactly. I just believe it's RNG right now. I could probably look into it, but even then, if I wanted to try to grind for items to throw, I'd probably look for Burning Man and Dullness. But those are the more riskier options, obviously, because if I get a bad event or an encounter, I'm just eating damage. So, so yeah, I don't doubt it. Among other things, you know, I've seen firearms. someone tried rifle, but then they were all also there wasn't like it was an argument, but I know the rifle was debated on, and then obviously there's semi-auto for Haru, but is this gonna be better for me? I feel like this is, well, let's find out, because 6. So I'm taking 6 Doom for this encounter, which isn't bad, but unless I want to try to kill him in 9, but that's RNG. So, you know what? Let's just do it. 6 Doom, it could be a lot worse. Especially if he flies closer. Oh yeah, especially if bricks are gonna be nerfed, then even more so. I mean, again, 7 damage is pretty high if you look at all the items, so yeah, I understand it, even though I would personally not nerf them. So yeah, when thrown, obviously. So yeah, if they are, they are. They're still going to be a nice addition for people like me who like to pick up cigarettes. But yeah, that's feels bad, man. Let's just go for the RNG here. I would be really sad. Oh, I really did miss the attack. Cool story. 80% is 50-50 to me. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I didn't notice when there's when you're looking at your inventory and suddenly you see brick in there. It's not like you don't notice something like that. And yeah, my first thought was to throw it, and yeah. For the love of, can I please get like a? I wouldn't even be mad if it rolled a 6. Just don't roll. Well, it's Katana here. Nope. Cool. All right. Cool story. I'll just take the Doom. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, just making sure, again. Yeah, so she treats Frostbite, but she doesn't treat anything. Anywho. Let's get in here. Better steak knife afterwards. Yeah, I can see that. I never tried equipping it, but I've seen people have success with it. I don't see the rates of success on Harbinger. I'm not saying that, oh, it doesn't work on Harbinger. I'm just saying I've seen people say that, they've used brick as a weapon successfully. But I think I still would prefer even just a wooden bat from school. But I don't doubt that brick has its own use, especially considering how you get brick from the vending machine. So, am I gonna get a shovel here? Well, let's find out. I think I like a Thotu brace. I think a Thotu brace is something I'm pretty comfortable with doing. Has the same stats too, but fast to equip. Yeah, so being fast to equip also helps out when you're trying to, I guess, not shift things around, but if you're, I mean, for me, it's more. This is more a me thing specifically, but I oftentimes forget to equip things like what I was about to do right here. I'm not gonna fight this boss, but you know what I mean when I say yeah, when you forget or you just want to equip something really quickly in battle, obviously, because that's where fast hands, or that's where items that are easy to that are fast to equip helps out, especially when you're told to improvise from the tutorial. But I mean, usually you're equipping things outside of combat. I mean, you would, but if you're like me and you forget, I appreciate it. So, but yeah. Yeah, but having exact same stats also kind of helps out. I mean, it puts it in my mind. It was always better than some of the. It's better than slower weapons, but maybe that's just because I like to brace a lot. So, bracing is a very I can't. My body. A very important action for me personally. I've started using it less, more out of curiosity than anything else. But the reason why I look at people who use slower weapons, obviously a lot of people like equipping brick right now. But if we're talking general item usage and if we're talking about a tier list, which I usually don't like to do, but if we were to talk about it, heavier weapons are on the lower end for me because I can't brace with them. But other people put them higher because they would just end up heavy attacking anyway. So prep heavy attack and just eat the damage. And it works out for people. But when I really look into it, it's more that people are doing even if it's a heavier weapon, sometimes they just build into either 2 light attacks without any accuracy increase, or if a couple attack boosts into two light attacks, which again, when it hits, it's great, but for me it's not, because I often fail that RNG. For everyone else it works, and that's why I kind of like to joke around and say oh my goodness, I can't I hate heavy weapons, and that is part of the hate, but I mean, there's a very real non-zero chance, even if you have two attacks at 95%, alright? We can't deny that. At the same time, I understand that math is on your side most of the time. I consider myself not on that side, but obviously, but you might be seeing me wearing Shovel. It's well, you're equipping Shovel now. It's because I don't have any other weapons. I could have bought a weapon, but yeah. Yeah, Katana is Katana is that prime example, right? Where that obviously the damage outweighs it, and some people look at Shovel, or they look at even Rifle, but Rifle is more, you're meant to shoot the rifle obviously, but some people can treat it like the same thing. I'm not saying most people do. It's more like an arbitrary number, but I have seen it more than a few times. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this on the other hand, so again, I usually like bracing, even though it's even damage, but in specifically, if we're to talk right now, just strategizing, encounters like this that get boosted up to either a 4 due to mystery scaling or a Dotu, most of these encounters you can kill in 2 hits, even with the brace sometimes, but when you can't, either what most people would do is just eat this damage and just do something like this, which probably I would consider doing right now because it's really the only feasible option. But otherwise, most of the things I like building into have my turns like this. That way I only take 2 damage, and then I kill it next turn with something else. Either just attacks or throwing something into an attack, and I only take 2 stamina damage. But again, I'm not saying this is bad to do. I'm just saying it's not something I am want to do. Right now, I'm more just still kind of entertaining the thought, because again, math is on my side. It's just when it's not, and it happens to be more frequently than not, and that's the nature of how RNG works. There are people where they don't experience that luck a lot. I am included in that number, so therefore it benefits me to do risk-free options that might be worse. I don't know if anyone's done the math, but might be worse if you actually do it. Again, if you're the type of person, so let's say some experiment gets proven where if you brace an attack on every encounter, then on average you're doing worse than players who take the gamble, the 2 light attack gamble at say 80%. Maybe I believe that, but for me, I still I can't deny that I personally die more times trying to do 2 attacks and relying on RNG than bracing attacking. That's just the history of me. So yeah. But again, if I'm forced to, again, I've talked about it before, maybe before you came in, but being able to employ a lot of strategies, not just in World of War, in any game that allows you to do so. Do I really want to take this fight? I should have also refilled this. Again, mistakes like this not included. Yeah, being able to, knowing that I can equip Shovel and use it pretty effectively is something that I will need to know in case I get into a situation where, well, Shovel is the only weapon I have. But again, I digress from what I'm doing right now, which is whether or not I want to run away and just take 5% Doom, or take 2 stamina and try to. I think I can do this. Question mark? No, I can't. Can I? Well, yeah. Let's just take the 5% Doom, 63% Doom. Yeah, attack throw. Yeah, that's something. And I admit, someone taught that to me when I was still streaming on Twitch. Yeah, when I was still streaming on Twitch. You know what? Do I want to? Yeah, let's just do this while we go on. Yeah, that was something that I found a bit tricky, and it didn't help that at the time that that became more a thing that people knew about, that we had the bug where if you go, I don't know if you knew, but basically there was a bug where if you go into your inventory and your mouse happened to hover down here for whatever reason, for a lot of items, if not every item, it just crashed your game. So doing that was more risky to me. So I just ended up not doing it. But obviously now I can do it much more effectively. Obviously, if you have the hand-eye coordination for it, depending on how good you are at doing it, it helps out, but it is something to keep in mind. And again, it's a strategy to keep in mind in case, you do something like this, and you're like, I need to throw the item to kill it, to avoid damage or not die. But yeah, I think it's a thing that if you can't practice it, I mean, again, it's nice that this game has a lot of flexibility in what you can do. Not all of it optimal, obviously, but if RNG works out, because there are more than a few RNG strats, this included. So again, I have 7 strength, sure, but the point is that you can, especially if you're like Ico or you're smoking cigarettes, you know, just to enter. No, I won't even do that. I won't do that. And again, more the reason, once I have 8 strength, I would be able to do this. Yeah, sure, I have a 60% chance to hit, and that's kind of the topic of bracing and whatnot, but, you know, so, yeah, unfortunately, if I want to do this, and I have the shovel, and I like cigarettes, you'd think I'd like using the shovel. I'm deciding whether or not I want to do this. I'm also doing the calculation. 60% of 60%. 24%. I need to hit one of these, but I'm going to take 5 stamina damage. I'm going to be burning down the school as well. Yeah, you would think that since I like cigarettes, I would like shovel, because that gets me funds. But again, since I have an adversity to... since I am adverse to using heavy weapons, then again, other people will just do this and take the 5 stamina damage. A lot of people also rest more often than not, especially even if they're playing on a Harbinger, and again, for them it works just fine. You do you, but me, it doesn't work out so well. And again, I admit that it's because I make a lot of human error types mistakes that you shouldn't make, especially if you're trying to optimize. But I make them, so. So, do I want a tree for stamina? That's what I'm sitting here thinking about. First off, I'm going to be burning the school down. Second, yes, I have painkillers, but I want to wait till I have burns. So, again, things like this. So just telling you what's going through my mind. Yes, I could get the painkillers now, but I'm going to get burns, and burns is obviously something you can heal in. Well, is it minor? Well, let's treat it. Even if it could, let's assume we didn't have school nurse. I'm just going to end up doing a double trip anyway. But I could pick up painkillers now, heal burns again, but that means I have to take 2 visits to the doctor's office, which is more doom. Otherwise, I could wait till I get burns and then go into the doctor's office. That way I don't waste 2 visits worth of doom. However, the risk is if I die to stamina during the time between now and when I visit the office, then yeah, it doesn't work out for me. But again, that's what's going through my head. These are the kind of things that you can think about, but most people don't, and that's not because, you know, oh, they're not as good at strategy. It's because they just, one, again, going fast helps your real life time, so you're not wasting real life time, and 2, you can also argue that it's negligible. It's not an unreasonable argument. Like literally, it's well, unless I'm about to die right here again. So I could tree for stamina. I could do other things, but yeah. Oh, don't worry. I think things through, and I still make human mistakes. That's just a me thing, though. So no, I shouldn't even risk this. At this point, actually, I can rest. But wait, let's do that level here. Okay. Well, yeah, let's rest once then. Again, we have some rest to use, but and those are more efficient than Lighthouse rests because it's 2 for 3 doom as opposed to 1 for 2 doom each. But oh, my RNG, and this the other reason why I don't. Again, it doesn't look like it has anything to do with whether you brace or not, but I have to take that into account when I do things. Well, that's nice. Let's hope I don't die to stamina here, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Alright, cool. We are burning the school down. Unless there's some weird reason why I can't, but yeah, and again, playing fast, you know, if you're looking at only strict gameplay, what was my last one? I should have checked what my last mystery is. Well, it's too late for me now. I'm going to take strength just to kind of top off strength. I also probably forgot my thingy. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say it just in case. Again, I like to treat my challenges pretty harshly on myself, so sometimes I'll use chat, but sometimes I won't. There were times where I had to look up things mid-recording, but yeah, so we have Coma now, which means I should have probably taken... What did I take? I should have... No, I think... well, we'll see. We'll see. Didn't I already run into that event? Anywho. No, yeah, we're just gonna rush through. Well, that's the plan. So yeah, she takes care of Burn, but if I didn't have that, if I put in History Club instead, and I know History Club is actually kind of popular right now, but yeah, it's pretty popular. I think I don't know, maybe I have to look into it more, but I personally like Schoolyard still because Akamanto, but yeah. 20-30 minutes, yeah, that I believe that for most people. Oh my goodness. But which brings me, which again wraps me back to speedruns, and we're looking at real Harbinger speedruns, not scissors only, you know, those kind. Those can take, I think I've seen like what, I want to say sub 5, sub 6, maybe even sub 4, but again, you really have to know what you're clicking. If you're doing faster, I can personally make each run an average of like 10-12 minutes, I know I would run into I would be making some errors. So, and it's not impossible. And again, you could reasonably do something like that, but please let me hit this then. Okay, good. Yeah. But yeah, 20-30 minutes if you want to think more, or you're going through the story for the first, if you're going through World of Horror for your first time, I say to do so. Then yeah, 20-30 minutes doesn't sound too far off. Maybe even 30-40. I've seen people do 30-40 for one run. Obviously, if it's their first time, but I'm thinking about whether or not I want to use Tree, or if I want... Yeah, let's use Tree now. Let's use it at least once. So Stalker, I'm not going to run into Stalker Girl, hopefully. There's no reason for me to visit that. But, hey, give me that back. Because I got Brick. This should last me till the end of the run, assuming I survive. But yeah, 30-40 minutes, even maybe 45 minutes-ish. We know the people who've played this game before, who are more prevalent, but if you're more accustomed to the game, or if you're a speedrunner, obviously you can... 10-15 isn't too absurd. In fact, that's probably slow. 5 to 10 is more, you're getting into it, and then if you get the perfect speedruns and whatnot, then... Do I want to throw something? Or do I just want to do this for the... All things considered, I should do this, but it's for stamina damage. Let's Steak Knife. Into, well, I should have actually used Inspiring Novel. Why did I not use the Inspiring Novel? Actually, it's because I wanted to test something, so let's just do this and hope. I think that was 100%, but still. So yeah, right now I think we can check based on in-game time. Yeah, 20 minutes for me right here. So, and I wouldn't say I was speeding through things either. I should be using the Inspiring Novel, but I'm doing a thing even though I'm trying to pass this challenge as well. But, on Harbinger anyway. Oh my goodness, the damage. Maxed level hospital as well. You could at least give me Dull Nurse, but it's not going to do that, so I'm just going to take this reason damage. We have Daddy's Girl, which is nice, but we got locked out of that. So, I mean, I might as well throw in the empty bottle. That was not painful to me. However, this Lighthouse with 87% Doom, even if I fail the... Do I have the Heart of Darkness? I don't think so, right? No, I don't. So even if I get this wrong, I would get... my Doom wouldn't rise. However, I think I do need to rest. I get Strength, Second Encounter, Light, don't know Light, so that's 3 reason... Ooh, wait, I'm gonna die to... I need to actually rest. I need to actually get this... I need to get the Second Encounter right. So while I know in my heart of hearts I should have passed this run, I mean, we'll see what actually happens. Why did I forget? Yeah. And I didn't have Tachi-san, so there's no reason for me to be holding on to this. Well, that's cool. So we're taking 6... reason damage for sure. Do I have anything that... No. So, yeah, so we're taking that. 3 stamina, but that's not my worry. And let's go. So, if I level up, I only need to rest... Will I actually... Oh, I should have checked. Why did I not check? I I won't, because each one is worth 10%, assuming I get all of them, but I know I don't. So actually, let's do... I think don't I die here still? I'm probably forgetting something. I can't rest anymore because I have 5 I need to go through, so... yeah, actually I would. So, I should have not healed. I want to say Sniffling Gardener, because that's where I... Yeah. So I would have leveled up here. Do I survive, actually? Let's find out. We're going to take this just to... Nah, actually, we might as well take this. Not that it would have saved me, but... I think we're fine. Question mark? Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. I did need to rest once, but I didn't need to rest more than that, so... Oh, we finally did this. Oh, the sound! Get out. And we'll move on. I'll do at least one more as we wait for this. As I keep going. That's right. Kyrie, World of Warbanks 3. Start with Mind Drain. And I know I can't attack, basically. So it's either run a lot, depending on our old god, or... well, we gotta spend max reason. And we're on Harbinger. Cultist, this is much more doable, obviously, but... And since we have Goizo, actually I might want to do... Especially if I have invisibility. So... Yeah, with that in mind, this could be a really good RNG run. However, anything could happen, so we're not gonna... We're not out of the woods, basically. Seal of Bramel, 1 knowledge, cost 4 reason, whatever, I'll use that. Yeah, so small candle gaming, depending, but we have invisibility, so depending on how high our reason stays, and we're not on Ath, thankfully, so... What happened? Oh, okay, I did that. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. So yeah, this is going to be, again, keeping your strats open. Even if you hate spells, you can't deny, depending. That said, let me just make sure Goizo. We'll see. There's something I'm worried about, but I'm pretty sure it's... I know Ath for sure, but... so I should check which timeline we're on. We're on timeline A, so... timeline A means, yeah, festivals, free, painting... that's right. I was thinking of going for Chainsaw, but we obviously can't do offensive actions. We can avoid the boss here. We can avoid the boss here. We can avoid this boss. We can avoid everything. So actually, we can just take whatever we want. But we're taking the leftmost one. I forgot what mystery it was, but I know I should be okay. As long as we keep 4 reasons. So we're basically relying on events not killing us. If nothing else, I want them to hurt my stamina before anything else. But... I mean, anything could happen. So, or we could get dullness, because throwing actions is not an offensive action. So, yeah, we're gonna... yeah, this is good RNG. At this point, for myself, I wouldn't blame anyone for dying, but if I'm looking at myself, if I were watching myself on YouTube right now, I would be saying, there is no way I can die in this run. Literally, actually, no way. Yeah, actually, it's like near less than 1% chance of dying this run. There's no reason why I should be dying this run. But if I do end up dying this run, then, yeah. I mean, this is pretty much... I mean, I'm sure there's a better start to this challenge specifically, especially on Harbinger. But, it's a pretty good start. So, yeah, invisibility, dullness... So, and I have to keep that in mind. If we're strategizing, I think I need to wait for like 21 turns, because you need to throw, yeah, all of these. Also, I should be equipping one of these. Someone, again, a Twitcher, that's a weird term to use. I don't know why I picked up that term. But a Twitcher in chat told me to equip that. So that's, again, I'm not going to say I came up with that. Not that any strat is usually original, because the important part is what you do with those strats later on. But yeah, you need to throw at least 6 of these, which is why, and your storage holds about, I forgot, 14 items, so that's why I said 21 turns ish, but we're gonna do it a couple more times. We also take the curious package, so what I want to do is leave one place open, among other things. So I might as well throw this at her and finish it. Again, I need to pick up the curious package if I want to fight that boss. Either way, though, I'm just gonna give it to them, because, well, I'm not gonna fight this boss. I'm still gonna run. So that does mean we kind of quote unquote wasted reason, but yeah. I mean, it's a matter of choice, because I think there are only like how many other encounters? 3, 4, I want to say off the top of my head. But yeah, there being 3 or 4, I probably won't even be able to kill most encounters will have more than 15 health, which is as much as I could throw unless I get reporter's bag, but I can't because I'm Kyrie, obviously. Or I could buy backpack maybe, but yeah. If we're looking at the amount of encounters, and if you run into an encounter, then yeah, there's only so many you can do. Dollars technically has, I guess, a 15, 10, 20% chance of appearing, and since Ward is mainly a hospital investigations, then the chance increases because you're not investigating other locations, which makes sense. Here, though, on the other hand, yeah, so this is an encounter I can defeat with just throw damage. Or sever. I think you can sever because, yeah, it's not an offensive action. So, yeah, let's do this. So, again, knowing what you can do, knowing that you can do that to Dullners. If I were to make a tips video, that would be obviously one of the biggest tips to give, is to improvise a bunch of Dullners and Burning Man, because, well, you wouldn't know that. Especially not before this update, because, well, you don't have the ability to assess. Now you can kind of intuit that you can improvise loop, because, well, you can assess an enemy and, well, actually, let me look at something really quickly here. Okay, good. I swear that gave you Doom if you didn't have invisibility, but yeah. Yeah, and then Bite. Bite is not an offensive action. Huh, really? I mean, not in the way that the game would assume, so I can kind of understand why that gets through, because Bite might not be considered, I mean, it's in the offensive action pool, but it's not what the game classifies in code, or whatever, however you want to say, in design, as an offensive action. So again, I can understand why that is, but is there other way? I mean, I guess I could end up using Mind Drain, so I'll hold on to everything and actually just spend all my Doom here. Again, the good thing about having Goizo is we can abuse this, so yeah. I could also buy Cursed Cartridge in case I run into Burning Man. I think I have a few seaside-based mysteries. Again, I say seaside-based, but what I mean by seaside mysteries is that you visit Seaside at least 3 or 4 times. Even Mermaid. Oh, I think you can call Mermaids a seaside type investigation. I mean, even just looking at the lore, but yeah, I didn't use invisibility yet because I'm taking a little bit of a gamble here. Yeah, so again, another encounter here. Snoo monster does a lot of damage, or is designed with a lot of damage based on what I see objectively. So, but he has lower HP to make up for it, so it's fine. Random spell or dexterity. Do I have a dexterity check? I should have checked, actually. Well, let's go full RNG then. And let's actually heal Let's do double dexterity. Oh, that's alright. I also can't visit my storage anymore. I mean, if I only run into one more encounter, it won't matter, because whether I cast it... Well, it will actually. I'm thinking of Ath, but I'm out of Festival anyway, so it's fine. So this risk worked out. Well, it wasn't more of a risk because, yes, again, I have items to throw to kill encounters with, so... I am running out, though. I only have, like, 1 more salvo's worth of items to throw. But, yeah, and again, talking about Bite and all that stuff, I'm not gonna say I am, oh my goodness, price increase. I wouldn't say I'm knowledgeable on the inner workings of World of Horror. It's just that I can try to understand, at least, where things come from. So, I mean, if you're really looking at the technical thing, like what things are exactly, you could. I'm not saying that's worthless knowledge. It's just not something I would know, among other things. So painting, mermaids, comb. So painting here is a bit more... now that we have hybrid investigations, I'm going to use invisibility. Because again, one of the things that, again, if you didn't know as much into this game, it's like more 2nd or 3rd level knowledge, but encounters... barring a few exceptions, but that's why they're exceptions. Encounters cannot happen if this is still true. Encounters cannot happen within 2 investigations of each other. So basically, if your investigation 1 takes you to a forest and you run into Snoo monster or any encounter, then on investigations 2 and 3 in the forest will not be an encounter. But starting from investigation 4, it could be another encounter can occur again. However, if you're investigating other locations, there is no. I call it investigation encounter cooldown, but it only applies to the location that you've been investigating. Think of it as a deck of cards, and think of it as a deck of cards. So each location is a deck of cards, where each card is an event or an encounter. Basically, each deck or each location is shuffled in a way where encounters are, within. They have 2 cards of buffer in between. And that's why global events make sense, or global encounters make sense, because those are the exceptions. The game has a chance, or even say a DM, if you're using D&D terms, the DM says that, a global event occurs. So that's why you can run into Warped Magician or Cultist Hunters from the cult background, because those are not location-based, those are global, I guess we'll call them, but you can just call them exception, like another deck of cards. And that's why I like thinking of World of Horror in terms of deck of cards, because, oh my goodness, why did I take this again? I was supposed to not take this. I was autopiloting, that's my fault. But, yeah. I think of it as a deck of cards because, well, Panstaz introduced in the game you roll dice. So therefore, World of Horror is more, to me, a tabletop RPG made into video game form. So that's why you have encounter lockout. Again, if you're working with DM terms, you could also say that... I have to use Mind Drain now. But you could also say that, the DM decides to do these things. So, yeah, you could also lower... Yeah, if you were to type... Again, because throwing items... We both know this. Throwing items is not banned per this strategy, but... yeah. So, after this... Oh, our knowledge got beat up. Gosh dang it. I should have checked if I had... Well, it's too late now. Well, we'll do this. We'll do this just in case we come out with more heals. But, yeah, that's how I treat World of Horror. And maybe it's not entirely correct, but it helps... I mean, if I were trying to explain it to someone else, yeah, so we do have knowledge. We don't have dexterity. And if we have Heart of Darkness, I should have been remembering my second encounter. But it's too late now. Word Words are second. Yeah, Word Words are second. Light check... Charisma. So reason, stamina, Takushi-san. Takushi-san's gonna need Mind Drain as well. So I need to remember not to throw everything or something. I tried to run from as many encounters as possible. I didn't want to do that now. Before someone says I didn't test that out if I could cast. I don't know. Either I did and I forgot, but either way, we're going to do mermaids. So we're going to cast invisibility and hope that we don't run into an encounter that we can't run from. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If it happens, it happens. Again, that's my fault for not remembering these things. But, yeah. Inner workings of the game are what they are. I'm more of the person to remember things conceptually than exact details, which has its pluses and minuses. And if I were to think, oh, nice, it's monster look. If I were to choose one or the other, I would rather be someone who knows things on a very detailed, specific level than conceptually. But conceptually has helped me kind of remember things, I guess. And I know that's not always, true. But, So we take a nap there because even though we don't get anything back, it's the more free option to me. Yeah, this on the other hand, bye! If we run into 2 encounters, we get our worth. Especially if I plan to save on Doom. We're on Goizo, right? Yeah, we're on Goizo. So, yep, yeah, we've earned our Doom's worth. Even if you were looking at only things from a reason perspective, theoretically I took less damage because if I ran into 2 encounters, again, I'm theory crafting and you might already know this, but I say things out loud if at minimum for myself to help try to retain the knowledge. But yeah, if I were to run into 2 encounters that did, say, 2 reason, on average, unless I was decked out, but I can't reasonably expect myself to be decked out in, why am I investigating village? Oh well, too late now. Let's cry. Yeah, even if I were to somehow get through encounters, say with like, really? Twice? Are you serious? Well, all right. Well, I'll just take the reason damage then. Fine. But I should have cast invisibility as well. But yeah, in 2 encounters worth, basically what I'm 3 Incuria events in a row. All right, cool story. Let's just do it. 12 roll on luck, Panstaz. What are you doing to me? Gosh dang it. Oh my goodness. Is it gonna just start giving me these things? I have 48% doom, so all things considered, I'm fine, but you know what? Let's take the reason damage there. We're gonna have very low reason by the end of this, so I'm gonna hope, because we have more stamina to survive. Yeah, let's spend the doom. We just suspend the doom. Actually, you know what? No, it's fine. We're fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. No, let's not risk it. I was thinking of getting cigarettes, but what would that really help me do? Aside from improvise twice, I guess, but oh my goodness, it's just gonna start damaging me. It's just gonna start damaging me. Trade the doom, please. Thank you. But yeah, at this point, yeah, running basically if the amount of reason you lose casting Mind Drain is less, or even if it's on equal to the amount of damage you would take in 2 encounters worth, then it's worth its weight. Unless you like experience and or just defeating encounters, then among with encounters that may drop items, again, it's a whole thing to think about, but these are the things I try to think about while I'm going through World of Horror. Let's just take the knowledge. You know what? Let's be confident. 64% doom, I can literally just mash through this. But oh yeah, actually I can. So let's do this. And survive. Again, we have Takushi-san, but you hear me doing that in the background, and if I die, I die in my heart. Okay, in this specific instance, alright? In this specific instance, or just for anyone really, if you reach the lighthouse with 60% or less doom, then just, if you die, just say that you lived. The game won't treat it as a survival. Okay, if you're trying to unlock something in game by surviving, alright, just play it safe. But for the most part, I mean, you do survive at this point. And I do admit I got good RNG, but hey, I did it, alright? I play it fair for other people who get good RNG as well. If they beat Harbinger and it's like OMG, easy, Katana Investigation 1 plus Ashen Contract Mermaids, then you know what? You know what? They did it. They did it. I might not agree objectively, but, you know, they did it. They beat it, and it was easy for them. Just like the arguments where it's like, oh, you run into this problem? Well, it works fine for me, which is not a real argument. I would not suggest anyone use that when you're trying to help someone, but, you know. So, on the news. So we have 1 left. We might as well. And this one, people want us, well, okay, I'll just play this one and let this experience speak for itself. Let me just make sure. 7th Cursed, well, obviously, random old god. It'll depend on what old god, but no tree. Akamanto's gonna hurt me a lot, and no weapons from shops. No, nothing but resting. So let me think about what I might do before I see what I'm actually running into. I leaned back from my chair, which is why you heard that sound. But yeah, let's try one of these, and we should be okay, depending on what happens. At Thotu 7th Curse. Okay, so actually, for any character, really, a Thotu, no weapon is, it's not, I'm not going to say it's the best choice, but it is something you can do. But yeah, it's not even the allies, because, most World of Horror veterans, and, me on top of that, I wouldn't say I'm included there, but, yeah, it's Timeline A. So yeah, but really, I personally think allies are. I mean, yeah, allies are good, but they are as RNG as spells. So it's mainly not having weapons is pretty big killer here. But again, a Thotu kind of helps out, but on Harbinger, Thotu works against you as well. Am I thinking? No, we're on timeline A, so no torch from sailors. Footage is blah. Coma is blah. Mermaids is blah. Unless we somehow get the fire axe, which means I might want to take mermaids. Mystery 1. Thotu's not going to help me because he's going to be doing 4 stamina damage, but it's better than 5, and thank goodness we don't have Akamanto, so I would rather take mermaids than Akamanto. Yes, this means, if I get burns here, it's going to be really bad, but hey, boom. I should have used that before I took the bath, but it's fine, question mark. We still have rest, so that's our one saving grace, question mark? Otherwise, I mean, you could always try to employ a Dullness or Burning Man strat. You can look for certain enemies to try to, you could try to look. If I get into Steak Knife Girl here, then I could try to take the Steak Knife from her. Funds would still be good here, but I've been pickpocketed like 4 times in one run, I remember, so. Oh yeah, and the reason, if that is bugged in version E or earlier, then that helps. I understand people's frustrations, and more than a few people have come forward with frustrations, not about specifically Mizuki's challenge, but the challenges in general. Although I assume they're not talking about Harbinger, because if they're talking about Harbinger, I would be more understanding. But without Harbinger, yeah, they're still almost as difficult, but really, like, having 7 or more HP really helps you out. I don't, it's not like I don't understand, but at the same time, people, I can't expect them to try to optimize everything as well, so. But that's kind of weird. I think that goes into an argument that I've talked about. I'm thinking about whether I even want to try for this, but I think the answer is no. But I've talked about this with someone before, and it's on other games like shooters and fighting games, but specifically it would kind of apply here, because by playing challenge mode, you do unlock things, but you don't have to play on Harbinger. However, by playing challenge mode, you're basically saying I'm experienced enough in the game to, play a challenge. That's why it's called challenge mode. So basically, opting in for a mode where that expects you, I mean, you could just jump in without knowledge. I mean, I can't say that only people who know or experienced with the game can play challenge mode. However, at the same time, it's kind of implicit in the name, the same thing. The reason why I was going to make a comparison is because, oh my goodness, what do I want to do here? 12, 4 stamina damage. But if I do this, I want this fire axe, I really do. Is it worth the damage I'm taking? But so what I was going to say is, shooters and stuff, inherently in game, well, now that we have like online like rank modes and stuff, basically you're saying that you know enough or experience enough that usually you're expecting to try to win or try to be competitive. Yeah, you can say you're playing those for fun, but by voluntarily, because it is voluntary at that point, right? Like, you're voluntarily participating in, I'm probably going to die here, but we're going to try our best. Yeah, you are volunteering to participate in modes or game modes that, it would do you better to either know or be experienced with what you're working with. And I'm not always sharing of that opinion, but it's more that I understand both sides, where, oh my goodness, I think I need to do this. Would this kill? I mean, we have a Thotu bonus, so 9? No, yeah, it's not enough. I need to actually hit both of these and throw it, so okay, good. So yeah, again, for fighting games, it would be, well, you're trying to balance the game competitively, and yeah, we're okay for now. You're trying to balance the game competitively, and so as a player, you're trying to give advice, but you don't, it's not like you don't have, well, yeah, I guess you don't have the credentials to kind of talk about balance, I guess, to say, in a weird way. But you want to play for fun, but you're participating in a tournament. Let's take this. In shooters, it would work the same way, whether you go to real-life tournaments or participate in ranked mode, where you say your opinion, but you say you're playing for fun, although you play in ranked mode. And again, I understand. I say that I understand where people are coming from when they say they're playing for fun, but they want to participate, because you can. You're not exactly competitive, but for the most part, I think it's a mistaken thing where it's kind of implicit where you're a casual player, and there are objective sides and subjective sides to that argument, where you're saying you want things balanced a certain way, but you might not be the most qualified to talk about balancing a game. It could be any game, but in World of Horror's case, again, if you're talking about the unfairity, that there RNG is involved, I do agree. That at the same time, it's not like I want it, because by being a roguelike game and looking at the devs' stance on how content is introduced to World of Horror, I cannot completely be on the side of, okay, well, this needs to change, or challenges need to be easier, or the game needs to be designed in a way that helps us do the challenges easier, because by participating or by playing challenge mode, you're kind of saying, I know enough about the game to try to make it so RNG doesn't, basically work against you more often than it might do so. But again, I think that's less about the game and more about RNG in general, which means you can say that about every game, which means it's a less fair argument about World of Horror. And therefore, by trying to change things or nerf or buff certain things, it doesn't work as it makes less sense, because you're not changing the game, you're trying to change the nature of RNG, which is, yeah, you can change things in game that help RNG by buffing certain things, but I can't agree on that point. Oh, nice reason, Hurt, by the way. Again, that running into that, you can argue, well, you just died to RNG because you got that event and you would have survived but if you're looking at that specific example, one, Mizuki, with being on this challenge with Mizuki did not affect the odds of me running into that event, unless it somehow did. It's more that I should have rested before I entered the forest, but I was trying to gamble on not resting. Things like that. And again, if we were to flip that around, I do understand, because the only reason why I'm more sympathetic is because, well, you need to do these challenges to get achievements in game, which then kind of, I understand why maybe the challenge itself should be easier, but I don't think any events or stuff should be changed to make this challenge easier. If anything else, I can understand a tweak to the challenge, but again, yeah. And this is without talking about being on a Harbinger, by the way, so what do I have right now, actually? I'm on Timeline A. Timeline A scissors. Harbinger. You know what? To entertain the thought and to kind of finish, because yeah, I do need to get ready for my Monster Rancher stream. Let's entertain this thought and purposely fail the not vigil. The let's do non-ending A, basically. So yeah, I took funds there because I think I was already topped off on reason, so I might as well keep funds in case I get pickpocketed again. It's not likely, you're not likely to get pickpocketed 3 times. You can be pickpocketed twice, though. So, I know because I've seen other people only get pickpocketed once, and that's usually the average case, but that said, I would like to do that, but I'm Mizuki, so, Also, it doesn't, yeah, the thing about Mizuki, so and it's not fair for me to talk about, it might not look as fair for me to talk about. Yeah, it might not be as fair for me to talk about no changes, because some people might see the way I completed. If you didn't see the stream, basically, I got Hermit, but I wouldn't argue that Hermit allowed me to win that challenge. That challenge run, because that was the one where I just needed to do the challenge to get the, oh my goodness, let's just do it, to basically complete the run, so, among other things. So again, it's this one, I do agree, if you're talking about the unavailability of weapons, sure, but if you're talking about, the challenge in general, trying to complete it, you pick challenge mode, yeah, it sucks if you are trying to 100%, because you want everything to be 100%, therefore you need to do this challenge at all, even without it being on Harbinger, to get the achievement. But Yeah. So we're in here now, and we're taking a bunch of damage. Do I even live this? Let's find out. I don't think I want to use that yet. So, or do we just? Oh my goodness, Mizuki. Or it's less Mizuki that, yeah, wooden bat and power. So, uh, excuse me, sorry about that. But, oh my goodness. So, I mean, technically that's supposed to work, but what would that? I mean, 3. Please don't raise your scissors. At least I know I want to do that. Do we just try this? What would this even get me? Well, let's find out. Yeah, let's find out. Because I can only brace into my fists. So, and can we desperation out of this? We have no. Well, I could throw the bat. I need to hit this. Do I want to play it safe? Do I want to play it? So, what I'm thinking is, because I can't do, I really don't want to do that. I would want to do this-ish, but that's only 8 damage. So what I want to do is brace into a kick to get her down to 11 HP, then do this and throw the wooden bat, which would be 8 plus 12, which is why I need to do a kick in the first place. So let's do that and hope that we hit this kick at 90%. Otherwise we die. Okay, so we should be able to, and we'll just play it safe. You know, I could throw things in the same turn, but if we can do this. Yeah, so again, if you don't want to attack and throw and this attack and then throw and try to be fancy, you could just do that. I think there's a reason why you have to attack and throw before throwing sometimes. I can't remember though. Anyway, so small chance of raising Doom each attack, but it doesn't matter if I. Do I want to try this? Yeah, let's try this for desperation. It doesn't matter as much to me because Scissors is a mystery where you can kind of. Oh, we have Festival as well. What am I doing? Well, might as well. But yeah, Scissors is a mystery where you're not getting as much Doom because there's only 5 investigations. So, you know, that's where. I mean, if RNG is really, really mean to you, then sure, alright. Cursed Scissors is bad. But most of the time, because of its damage output, most players are more willing to use the Scissors. In fact, I think a lot more people. I think I'm in the minority when I say I usually go for ending A no matter what. Obviously, if you're a Knight Errant, you'd be more inclined to do otherwise, but yeah, it's. In terms of Cursed Scissor uses, I think I'm in the minority in that I usually don't like taking the Cursed Scissors, and I just take ending A. But I will agree, even if especially if it gets mathed out that it's more run efficient to take the Scissors, that the extra HP that Scissor Lady gets for failing the ritual on Timeline A is usually worth the damage you take just by getting the Scissors, especially if you take Scissors earlier. I mean, I can definitely see it, so. This snoo thing, however, is the main reason one of the main reasons I like taking. Yeah. So, again, at this point, most people will just eat this damage or even do something like this. But yeah, you know what? Actually, this is not so bad. I mean, yeah, it was 50%, and if I get hit, I got hit. But you know, yeah, Parting Gift does nothing. That does nothing, and Art. I might as well just take it. I might as well just take that. I will take Strength because I want to brace. I should be taking Knowledge, but I think per point here, because usually it's, well, especially if I do light attacks. So again, I know it also changes based on weapon, but on average, I could be wrong about Scissors, but on average, you get 4 action speed off your light attacks. Heavy attacks, I think it's like 6, but Brace, you get 7 off every point of Strength, so yeah, it doesn't mean much, and it's probably negligible. All things considered, I should have taken Knowledge, but especially if I won't be able to brace regardless, but I've taken Strength, so I've already made my decision. Again, it will only help out if I actually happen to be bracing more, but I suspect I'll need at least 6 Strength before I can even consider that at a okay level, but if you get a lot more braces in, then it pays off because, yeah, light attacks are faster, but if you're doing brace light attack specifically, I could be wrong about this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, if you're doing brace light attack, it's more, it helps you do that specific combination faster in your run if you build into strength than whatever stat that your weapon requires. In my case, again, being knowledge. But we also have Yogatag, but Scissors alone kind of, I mean, it doesn't completely outweigh Yogatag penalties, but so we'll take that because all we lose is funds there. Again, so the main reason why I take funds is because if I run into events where, well, okay, cool, just give me my money back, but take away reason. Basically, I just lost one reason for 2 events, which isn't the worst thing in the world, actually. But, you know, I would like something else to throw, but if I can't get anything, it's fine. We'll take the guarantee. That's only 1% Doom on top of the investigation base penalty, but it's fine. We'll take the reason damage here, and we will. Our rest already effective. Are already effective. Yes, it is. So, but if we have to rest, we have to rest. So let's just rest twice, and I don't plan to rest anymore for the rest of this run. Boom. So, yeah, Yogatag and that specifically. So that's RNG, but I don't know how you would want that to be balanced. Like, do you want Feeded Fumes to just be taken out, among other things? Do you want us to be able to choose which mysteries we can... I mean, I understand, maybe... I mean, that's an interesting one. I took a really big gamble, but I think I needed it. But I could also throw... Yeah, you know what? Let's just throw these away and get the meat now. So that might be an interesting change, but... So basically, if you're not on Harbinger, just basically allow us to pick mysteries. I'm pretty sure Panstaz may or may not have tried to do that, or is thinking, or has that on some like list somewhere that he wants to do. But actually implementing that might take a while because that could introduce a whole bunch of bugs where maybe say you're picking mysteries you want for the run and one disappears. And so it soft locks you. Like, I can see where some game-breaking bugs might appear, so maybe Panstaz wants to take more time smoothing a function like that out before introducing it to the world. But also, we're on Bulletin here, so we're just going to take this, because, yeah, the penalties for this are not great. Unless I just fail so many events here that I take as much damage overall than not taking it. But usually, investigating the force twice, even with that penalty, is probably going to be worth it. So I could take this damage right here, or so let's see what. Yeah, at this point, I should be able to do something like this, right? Okay, yeah, I can. I can even fit in an attack boost. So let's do that before we. Well, if we hit this, we can just heavy attack next turn. Yeah, so here we go, and she's dead. Yeah, we needed to spend 3 points on that, but if this helps me out in more than one encounter, I think it's for the best. Also, yeah, we just lost 2 Doom there for pretty much no reason, but 54% Doom on my 4th mystery. Well, this is... I could just choose to run from this guy. I don't want to risk just dying like this, losing my knowledge. But if I defend too much, he just ends up killing me. 4 stamina... I'm just going to assume, or 5 Doom. Yeah, let's just run. We have the Doom, we have the power, until we don't have the Doom anymore. Yogatag has also been blocking me a bunch, but I personally usually power through. Also, nice 11 roll on Charisma, Mizuki's only good stat, but, you know, didn't matter if I had Hunger, didn't matter if I had 9 Charisma. Just die to a 12 roll. Yeah, we're on Harbinger, so the modifier affects me too, but... Look at my rolls. 1, rolled a 12 last event, rolled a 1 this one. Does it really matter? This is why I like joking a lot about stats not mattering. But, anywho, yeah, let's just take the Doom there. At this point, I want to start actually saving on Doom, but if I'm dying to stamina and or reason, I'm going to end up dying regardless. So, if I hit this, yeah, I need to do more, actually. So, Let's do the big gamble. Let's do the big gamble. Let's do the big gamble. Now's my chance to be a big gamble. Okay, good. Did we? Yeah, we did. So we go into the site and we take our out where it is, and we have 75% doom, and I forgot what my lighthouse checks were. It's probably gonna result in me dying, so let's check just to be sure. No shop, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, we need to check. Second encounter, I forgot. Dexterity, whatever. Knowledge, whatever. Charisma, it'd be nice, but in Intoxicon. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna die here. Double 6 stamina, 3 reason, and probably like 2 to 7% doom. But we'll see. Again, it's not over till it's over, but we have Yogatag and we have a bunch of doom events in coma, so anything could happen. It really didn't help that we got Fetid Fumes. Let's just take the big up. This is Frostbite, and yeah, this is gonna hurt. I think I can survive by leveling up here. None of this is good, really, though. If I somehow level up again, I would think about taking Charisma, but at this point, I'm gonna die to stamina most likely. I could rest, but that doesn't do me a whole lot of good. But we might as well, right? No, because Yogatag's looking there, and if I need lighthouse rest. I need lighthouse rest. I actually need lighthouse rest. So let's hope we don't die to stamina or reason. We can just end up dying to reason as well. We have flesh regrowth, but yeah, we have flesh regrowth. You know what? Let's do that. Because I'm not gonna be getting any more, and if we need to use it more, we'll use it more. But please, for the love of goodness, let me pass this. 12 rolled a 12. It rolled a 12, Panstas. What do you want me to do? See, Jordan, you just got bad RNG, even though it was an event that I had no control over, no matter how you changed the game. Gosh dang it. So 90. 4 stamina. Gosh dang it. Why does it have to be this way? Well, in the end, it has to be. Please let me hit this at least. I don't even care if the scissors procs Doom. Alright, so this should actually just kill her outright, right? Nothing bad should happen. I'm gonna prep the shovel. Okay, so that's the reason. Well, no, that's in case you didn't know. So that's when you would throw after executing actions rather than throwing before. Because if you throw before and for whatever reason you make a mistake in how much damage you're doing, nice bloodsucker, by the way. All this stamina damage. Gosh dang it. Well, this should kill her, right? Let's hope for the best. Okay, good. I mean, it should have. We're losing reason here, but it's something I have to do for myself. I'm going to try my best to remember this second mystery. Did I fight? I think it would have been Scissor Lady, right? Because I fought the bloated swimmer with the baseball bat. What do I need right now, then, actually? What do I need? Let's click this to be sure. I said knowledge, charisma. Well, I'm taking 3... Yeah, dexterity. Let me lean forward into the mic. 3 stamina, 3 reason. What else was I losing? Was it another piece of stamina? I think it was another piece of stamina, right? So that means I should be taking stamina here. Watch me be wrong. This is what I am, alright? I can't... Alright. Charisma... No, yeah, so... And I don't level up before the charisma, otherwise I could avoid the reason loss, but... We should be okay. I have flesh regrowth, right? I could also forget absorb, but... So theoretically, I won't need to rest. That would help me in case for some reason I spaghetti the thingy. But, yeah, we're just gonna go. So, yeah, we failed this, and we failed this, but we have flesh regrowth? And we'll see, I mean, even if it was bugged, right, even if it wasn't bugged, I guess I should say, but I mean, it should be fine. And I think I want to say it was this. Yeah. The other two were definitely not correct. So, I mean, process of elimination, right? That said, unless Takashi-san actually somehow kills me here. But no. Like, there's actually Takashi-san. Takashi-san. This is, really unfortunate. I'm even gonna throw a shovel at you. Oh my goodness, the damage. So I just knocked him down with the scissors and did that. And yeah, even if so here we would take reason, die, quote unquote, but then we forget flesh regrowth and we're fine. Hey, I finally did everything. Yeah, it didn't happen in video format, but I'm not going to be that scummy and make that. So we did finally do everything, and that would be a nice end to the stream if I didn't need to think about, just in case. Okay, good. But nonetheless, that does take care of everything at this point, and that does mean I can actually, all this means is that I get into the real challenges that I've been preparing, but that'll happen either maybe starting tomorrow or Wednesday, depends, because I'm still on the Monster Rancher 2 train, which is going to be pretty much starting in about 20 minutes stream-wise, so I'm going to be streaming that in a moment, but I will be taking a little break. But nonetheless, if you're watching and enjoyed this, then I'd like to thank you for watching. If you want to support me in some way, I'll just plug in my stuff right here. You can subscribe for the long term, which is what I desperately need. Comments and likes would help as well. I usually try to respond to comments, but I still have yet to do that Abaddon video that I pretty much promised that one person, which I do want to do. Otherwise, I also have a Patreon if you want to directly support me. I haven't gotten really any support, so that I've admit that's why I've been a bit lazy. But I really shouldn't, just in case, you know, first impressions are a thing, and if I don't have anything on Patreon, there's no reason for you to help other than donating. So I'll get to that and try to, among other things that I'm planning to do. Otherwise, yeah, my Monster Rancher 2 stream will be in about 20 minutes. I will explain everything at that point, but if you came here for World of Horror, I'll be doing more things in World of Horror as well, don't worry. And you'll see the same amount of bumbling that you'll see here, just better, while also being worse, because with every time I learn new information, other things go wrong. So, nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you're not going to watch me later on, then go do something good with your life. Go watch someone else's stream on YouTube or something, because they probably deserve it as well. There are more than a handful of people who have less attention than they deserve more attention than what they are currently getting, among other things. But without further ado, I won't take up more of your time. JRDMML, thank you for watching either right now or from the future, and I am out.